Uy, dumating na finally ang the cheapest iPhone 17 variant ever. And I'm talking about the iPhone 17e. Previously, I think they are known as the SE, pero this time around, sabi nila, this is this E variant. Ano kaya meaning ng E? Economic? I'm sure hindi expensive. Though yung kanyang presyo is still not cheap, kahit siya yung pinakamura. So should this phone find its way to your pocket? Tara, pag-usapan natin. So alam naman natin mga box ng iPhone is very simple. What I have here is the soft pink color and nakasulat dito sa gilid, it's iPhone. Simple lang siya, very simple. So makita mo manipis lang siya, so obviously wala siyang charging brick. Ganito ang kanyang soft pink, no? Well, very cute. I'm not quite sure kung makita mo yung ganda ng kanyang pink dahil sa color ng aking camera. And here are the accessories inside. What I have here is kanyang charging cable na C2C na braided. And nandito sa ilalim kanyang panundot. Wala sang user guide or manual dahil environmental friendly na si Apple daw. So i-peel off ko na siya ha. Yun. Ganito yung tsura niya. So iPhone 17e comes in 3 colors, either go for white, black, or soft pink. And ang ganang 8256 variant is currently priced at 47,490 pero naka-sale siya ng 44,990. And ang ganang 8512 is currently selling at 62,990 pero naka-sale siya right now at 59,990. More details on the description box below or just simply go to aking YouTube shopping link para ma-check ninyo ang official price or promos ng iPhone 17e. Or you can just simply walk into any digital walker store or Beyond the Box here in the Philippines sa mga malls nationwide. Kunding ingat lang sa pagbili online and just simply use yung mga legit links natin dahil namimigay ako ng mga vouchers at certified legit yung mga links na nilalagay natin. Kunding paalala lang from Gadget Sidekick. No, pagdating sa kanyang form factor, maliit siya. Well, honestly, it fits simply inside my pocket. Maliit, magaan, at 169 grams. And yung kanyang likod is matte finish, so hindi ka mag-worry sa kanyang fingerprint. Except yung kanyang Apple logo na medyo shiny-shiny. Pag hinawakan mo na hinawakan, ang daming smudges. Pero sobrang liit naman niya, so it's no big deal. I only have one camera sensor dito sa likod. And meron tayong side aluminum frames dito. Andito ka ng ringer toggle. And one difference nila ng iPhone 17 is that wala siyang camera shutter button. This one supports eSIM, so wala kang maging problema if you travel a lot. And welcome back yung kanyang notch na malaki. So kung na-miss yung notch, you can probably consider the iPhone 17e, which I don't miss. And compared sa iPhone 17 base variant, medyo mas makapal kunti ang kanyang bezels. No uniform naman ang kanyang bezels all throughout 4 sides. And currently, this one is running iOS 26.5, kaka-upgrade lang natin, and it's also IP68 dust and water resistant. Tinry ko naman si Globe Smart, wala akong naging problema sa pagsagap ng 5G signal dito on this phone. And if you want the complete spec sheet ng iPhone 17e, share ko sa inyo. Now, comparing this to the iPhone 17 na base variant, almost hindi nagkakalayo ang kanyang performance pagdating sa multitasking. Everyday usage, wala akong naging problema dahil I personally have the iPhone 17 inside my pocket. Now, upon testing this one, I did run a lot of apps naman dito, social media, run yung mga PDF reader, mga document reader, doing some quick edits sa CapCut, doing some AI. Wala namang problema. Kaya-kaya naman i-handle lahat ng tasks na binigay ko sa kanya. And it has exactly the same chip na meron ng iPhone 17, which is the Apple A19 chip. 3nm chip, alam naman natin. Except na pagdating sa kanyang GPU, mas mahina to compared sa iPhone 17 base. Si iPhone 17 base have 5 cores ang kanyang GPU. This one only have 4 cores inside. Malalaman natin later sa gaming. Pagdating naman sa Antutu benchmark, niran ko naman tong phone nito and it was able to gather me 2 million points dito sa kanyang benchmarking. And we want to see the other benchmark na ginawa natin dito sa phone na ito. Pagdating naman sa kanyang battery, it seems to have bumped itself up compared sa 17 base. This one having a 4,005 mAh. Yun yung something na ayaw ko kay iPhone, no? Lagi siya nagkakaroon ng mga buntot. Ayaw na sabihin na 4,000 mAh. Ito, 4,005 mAh. Similar sa iPhone 17. 3,692 naman sa 17. And it's kind of hard to memorize, diba? Instead of sabihin mo ng 3,700 mAh, 3,692. I mean, it's really a tongue twister. Pero pagdating naman sa charging, medyo mas mahina siya ng konti. 20 watts ang kanyang charging speed and 15 watts ang kanyang wireless charging capability as opposed sa 25 sa iPhone 17. Now, if you're using itong phone nito ng very casual, very normal naman, a whole day, kaya mo naman magtagal. And honestly, okay naman sa akin, sa loob na aking pocket. I did use this one for a week inside my pocket and I would say na pretty fair enough naman na kaya na magtagal. And there are times naman ginamit ko siya as a hotspot and kaya naman niya tumagal, which is surprising naman para sa akin. And ang battery is not bad for me. And feel ko na medyo mas matipid ang kanyang battery kunti compared sa iPhone 17 base. Now, pagdating sa kanyang display, hindi ka naman tinipid ni Apple. Though it's a little bit smaller compared sa iPhone 17 base, this one having only a 6.1-inch ang kanyang display versus 6.3 sa 17 base ha. Pero the other things are almost the same. Pagdating sa protection, you also get a ceramic shield glass 2. You also get a Moss Level 5 na drop protection. And you also get a IP68 dust and water resistant, which is the same sa 17 base. Except for a few things na medyo nag-downgrade siya ng konti. This one is currently a Super Retina XDR OLED display. Imbis na may LTPO, wala siyang LTPO. So hindi nag-a-adjust sa kanyang refresh rate from 0 to 120. And take note guys, this one, 60Hz screen refresh rate lang siya. Hindi siya umaabot ng 120. And mas lower din ang kanyang peak brightness at 1200 versus 3000 sa 17 base. Pero overall, pag ako tatanungin mo naman, pagdating sa kanyang display, if you're consuming this purely on social media mostly, I would say na, well, maganda naman, as expected naman, you get a good, smooth display dito sa iPhone 17e and you don't expect anything less, lalo pag naglalabas mga iPhone type, yung pinakamura ng iPhone, ang ganda pa rin ng performance. That's probably one thing na gusto mo sa iPhone. Pero the point na pag sila may pinakamura, for me, it's still not for everybody. Well, yung kanyang presyo ha. Pero if you're browsing on social, expect to give you a really good experience. Wala akong masabi dito sa kanya. Dahil kahit 60Hz lang screen refresh rate sa isang iPhone, hindi mo siya mararamdaman talaga. Wala naman akong bias to, pero I just tell you what I feel dito sa phone na ito. Pero of course, as long as you have a good internet connection, browsing and loading mga shorts and reels is fast. Pero kung olats ang yung internet connection, expect olats din ang yung experience. Now, if you're watching mga videos naman dito on YouTube, expect to give you a really nice experience naman. Except that yung kanyang screen size is a little bit smaller than usual. I was able to watch several videos naman dito and I'm happy to say na nag-enjoy naman ako dito sa kanya. Napag-usapan lang natin quickly ang kanyang audio. This one has dual stereo speakers. One of the sounds is coming here sa ilalim and the other is coming dito sa kanyang earpiece. Now, one thing gusto ko i-share sa inyo, pag pinipindot ko kanyang volume button, parang may animation siya dito. Ayan, parang may heartbeat every time na napipress ako. Ayan, tila guys. Diba? Parang may tumitibok. Kaya sa kanyang animation, sinashare ko lang. Well, honestly, kung compare ko sa 17 bass, medyo mas mahina ang kanyang sound. Of course, I've been using my 17 bass as one of my daily drivers. Ginagamit ko siya for sound tripping sa Spotify. I just find this one a little bit weaker compared to 17 bass with the same sound sa Spotify. Since it's 17 base, kaya naman niya mag-gaming. And this one, bawas siya na isang GPU based sa spec sheet. Tatlong games nilaro natin dito, Call of Duty Mobile, Wuthering Waves, and Genshin Impact. Na pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, expect to give you a really good experience. Dahil itong game naman na ito, hindi naman siya graphical intense. So, expect mo naman to give you a really smooth na experience. Nilagay ko naman ng graphical settings. Frame rate, nilagay natin sa max. And mataas yung kanyang graphical settings. No? And it was able to perform, giving me a really good experience. Maganda ka ng graphics. Response is good. Sounds is just okay. Pwede na. Hindi ko masabi na sobrang ganda ng sounds kasi parang medyo bitin lang compared sa 17 bass. But overall, game experience pretty nice and solid. And umabot lang ako to just 38 degrees Celsius sa kanyang temperature. Pagdating naman sa mga AAA games like Genshin Impact, dito mo mafe-feel na nabibitin ang 4 na GPU versus sa 5 ng iPhone 17 bass. Sa Genshin Impact, sinagad-sagad ko ng kanyang graphical settings, setting to 60 FPS, setting it to the highest graphical settings na pwede. Mafe-feel mo, no, maglalag siya at certain point of the game, lalo na pag medyo nagka-clash ka, mafe-feel mo talagang parang napuputol-putol yung yung graphics niya. Hindi naman siya sobrang lala, pero you can prevent this by lowering down yung graphical settings. Pero since nagte-testing naman tayo, so we did try to put it to the max. Overall, I would say that this game is pretty much playable at a lower graphical settings. Okay ang kanang touch response and sounds, just okay. And umabot tayo ng 43 degrees Celsius after an hour of gaming. Pag natin naman sa Wuthering Waves, sinagad ko rin ang graphical settings, 60 FPS. Same Same din sa Genshin Impact, no? Pagdating sa heavy clash, doon mo mararamdaman talaga na mag-frame drop talaga siya. Mafe-feel mo talaga naglalag siya, parang nasa-slow down sa kanya animation. And yes, I would say na dahil sinagad ko kanyang graphical settings, there's no doubt. The only way to cure this one is to lower your graphical settings talaga. Overall, touch response is fast, sound is okay, and umabot tayo ng 45 degrees Celsius after an hour of gaming. Now, quickly, pag-usapan lang natin ang kanyang camera. Sa likod, it has a 48MP na main camera sensor which can shoot you up to 4K and 60. And yung kanyang harap is a 12MP which can also shoot you up to 4K and 60. Now, one of the nicest things naman about a iPhone, kahit yung pinaka-lowest variant niya, is that yung kanyang camera is always superb. As opposed to Android, pagdating sa mga mura, talagang mapapamura ka nga talaga sa quality ng kanyang camera. But not on the iPhone. But of course, yung pinakamura niya is still not mura for many of us. On outdoor, if you're trying to take mga greens, maganda ba makukuha mo greens siya? Medyo natural ang mga look niya, kahit mga flowers na ba makukuha mo dito is really nice. I would say na pretty solid ang kanyang camera. Kahit simple shot like this one, you'll be able to capture a really nice and dramatic na shot. Kahit 17E lang ito, guys. And more outdoor shots like this, sabi ko sa inyo guys, maganda. And kahit medyo pa sunset na, mga shots na ito, still pretty much okay para sa akin. You get yung medyo mala sunset na feel na medyo orangey yung sky. Kita naman dito sa kanyang picture. And tinry naman natin ang kanyang 2x zoom shot. This is a normal shot. And this is a 2x zoom shot. Pretty sharp pa rin naman after 2x zooming, kahit wala siyang telephoto lens. Eh no, pag zoom in mo, malinaw pa rin siya. Hindi siya nagpipixelate. Now, if you're going inside low light, sa mga flower shot, you'll be able to get some really nice shot. Wasn't really expecting it to be this nice. Pero, well, ganun kaganda talaga. Wala akong magagawa. And some of the stuffed doll shots are okay. Not bad, honestly. And kahit dito sa signage na ito, I was expecting na magkakaroon siya ng konting color spill, pero hindi. Preserve pa rin siya. And this is probably one of my favorite shot dito sa camera na ito. Yung kanyang lighting ang ganda. And pagka-capture dito, medyo may pagka-cinematic feel. More mannequin shot, i-enjoy nyo na lang. Maganda mga capture ko dito. Kahit mga simple subject shot sa low light, talagang ma-enjoy mo talaga itong camera na ito. Now, pagdating naman sa selfie on outdoor, expect to give you some really nice snap naman dito sa kanya. I wouldn't say anything less about itong camera niya dahil was able to perform pagdating sa kanyang front-facing camera. Expected naman iPhone quality, no? So, isa sa mga priority niya is always selfie. Dahil alam ni Apple na mahilig sa selfie ang mga tao. If you bring it indoor, low light, expect na maganda pa rin ka ng mga shots. I don't expect anything less kasi preserve na preserve kahit mga details ng aking mukha. Kahit indoor pa yan. Now, here's a quick video sample from the front-facing camera. Right now, shooting at 4K and 60 FPS using the front-facing camera. Pansin ko parang medyo matagtag. I'm not quite sure sa actual video footage, pero based on nakita ko dito sa aking camera, parang medyo shaky. Pero maganda ka ng quality, that's for sure. Ito naman galing sa kanyang rear camera. The iPhone 17e rear's camera. Medyo mas stable siya compare sa kanyang front. Overall, masasabi ko maganda naman kanyang quality. Of course, syempre hindi mo mako-compare to sa iPhone 17, pero good enough naman siya. You can zoom up to 6 times, no? So kita natin exit sign, malinaw pa rin naman after zooming it in. And to pan around, well, smooth din naman siya. Now guys, ano masasabi natin dito sa iPhone 17e? Honestly, the price is not really that cheap. It's the most budget-friendly na iPhone 17 variant, pero I would say na medyo pricey pa rin siya at 50,000 pesos para sa kanyang 256. For me, it's nowhere near mura. Personally, I would tell you to save a little bit more and get the iPhone 17 base. Siguro add ka ng mga 5 to 6,000 kasi naka-promo siya right now. It would give you a better feel and overall experience compared sa 17e. Pero kung talagang budgeted ka, ito is definitely okay, pero this is simply a lot better compared sa 17e. Lalo sa kanyang looks. Mukha siya mas bago. Ito medyo mukhang iPhone 15-ish pa ang kanyang itsura. Of course, that's just my take. Pero kung interested pa rin kayo guys dito sa iPhone 17e, I'll pop the link on the description box below kung saan siya pwede mabili, or just simply click yung YouTube shopping link para ma-redirect kayo at mabilin mo to ng official sa stores na re-recommend ko. Don't forget to click yung link para ma-redirect kayo at makapagkuha ka ng mga vouchers coming from me para medyo mas makamenos kayo compared sa buying it without vouchers. So of course guys, i-encourage you to like, subscribe dito sa aking channel so you don't miss out mga review just like this one, si 17e. So paano guys, hanggang dito muna ako and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell.
For one of my latest uploads, click nyo dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.